the other big story of concern, which is a variant of concern called the Delta Plus. And to understand this closely, I want to introduce Dr. Rahul Pandit. He's a member of the National Task Force he's a member of the National Task Force appointed by the SC and also a member of the Maharashtra COVID Task Force. We also have with us Dr. S.K. Sareen, Director of ILBS. Thank you very much. You are also a member of the National Task Force. I'll come to you first, Dr. Pandit, because it seems to be that Maharashtra is the epicenter, or at least the beginning point for most of these variants. Even the Delta variant started first or was detected first in Maharashtra. Can you share with us your experiences on how deadly this new Delta Plus variant is and how much should we be worried?
Good evening, Sanket, and good evening, Dr. Sareen. I think clinically speaking, I have actually not looked after a patient of Delta Plus variant myself. So what I have is the information about how these patients are, and we found around 9 of them in Ratnagiri district, which is one district out there, and we've got around 21 or 22 reported across the 3 states in India. And from my clinical concerns, the major concern would be that is there a symptomology which is different? Is there an infectivity which is different? Is there a virulence? Means is it going to cause more severe infection than what one would be experiencing with just the Delta variant, which we already know is the major variant right now? And of course, then comes the question about treatment efficacy and the vaccine efficacy. So from the symptom wise, I think it is causing more conjunctivitis, sore throat, a little bit of prolonged taste loss and smell loss. But we only have 22 patients to look at, and the symptoms are not very clear. So I think it's too early to actually detect. What we are doing is we want to detect more and more of these samples if we can. So we are increasing the genome testing in the districts of concern, so that we understand where we are in terms of clinically as well as the spread which is happening. And that's where we are currently, Sanket. I think at the moment we know that apart from India, 8 or 9 other countries have shown this type of a variant. And the concern is that if it is happening at a receptor binding site on the virus, which is where the mutation is happening, then it may actually increase the binding into the lungs, and that may cause a severe form of infection. That is where the concern is. But whether it is true or not remains to be seen.
Okay, Dr. Sareen, these points that Dr. Pandit mentioned are very important, that as far as the new variant is concerned, number one, we all know that the virus is going to mutate and there will be variants. So that is no rocket science, that everybody knows. But the key factors here to study are what symptoms does it have, what is its virulence, that means how fast does it spread, and third and the most important, Dr. Sareen, which is also going to be my question to you, the impact as far as vaccination is concerned. See, we have launched a massive vaccination drive. How soon can we be in a position to know whether this new variant cheats the vaccination, or is present vaccination still working?
Well, thank you, Sanket, and good evening, Dr. Rahul. The third question is very important in the sense, I would like to summarize. Today we have entered into an era of genomic surveillance. Like we used to do biosurveillance, we need to do genomic surveillance. And this has to remain in force for a very long time in the country. We will keep seeing these variants, mutants coming. So this biosurveillance, genomic surveillance will be a continuous effort by all of us and should be done. Coming back to the virus, one data we will need for every kind of mutation, that this is a new kind of a virus and what is the symptomatology. Like Delta, when it came, the people were taking longer to clear. You would have seen 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the patients are in the hospital and still are positive. So longer virus persistence, the delayed resolution, more severe disease and more lung injury and cytokine storms. Also stomach, also diarrhea. Also these patients after getting recovery had severe asthenia, weaknesses. So these were the different parts of the Delta. Now Delta Plus, maybe very few cases are known, but it has spread so fast. So it is very possible that this can cause the third wave. Now, whether the vaccine will be effective or not, even for Delta, we have our own data of a large series of subjects. that the vaccine that we are giving today may not be as effective as far as preventing the infection. So you get 2 dosages, but you still can get infected. You can still have fever, you can still have myalgia, but the disease is not serious. It is not a severe COVID, but the infection cannot be totally protected. So whether the plus can break through our immune system, very likely. All these viruses survive by an immune escape. They will try your body to be fooled and they want to multiply in your body. So there is a constant fear that these viruses will break through the immunity that you have, maybe the immunity the vaccine will have, and therefore we have to move to the next step. Do we need boosters? Do we need booster of a different kind? And such trials must initiate very rapidly. So I think we are in troubled waters again, and as the US now has 10% of Delta variant, and they say by August this will be the #1 variant in the US. This is the prediction from the US. Just by August. So 3 months, the US will have Delta variant as #1. So maybe by 3 months, 2.5 months, we may have Delta plus or other variants as
Yes, and that is why, Dr. Pandit, doctors like Dr. Guleria warning that we have to follow COVID appropriate protocol and behavior so as to avoid a third wave, which could in fact come as soon as 6 to 8 weeks. My only point is, having seen this deadly nature of the second wave, clearly time is not on our side. So what can be done? I mean, this is exactly how the Delta variant also started, right? Way before, much before the wave spread all over the country, we saw these few cases in Amravati and nearby areas. What can we learn from experience?
So I think we need to, one of the first things which we are doing now is we are actually doing genome surveillance of 100 samples from each district every month. So that's what's happening in Maharashtra. I think that needs to spread across the country. We may need to actually increase the genome sequencing and surveillance in the districts where the cases have been very high. Secondly, I think the double masking is the way. There is no other shortcut right now. Double masking is the way. Third and most important thing, like we ramped up our vaccination drive in the last 2 days, we have to have a targeted vaccination in districts where this is essentially putting its head up. And if we have to really beat the virus, we have to ramp up the vaccination so rapidly that if we can vaccinate our country within the next 3 to 4 months, we will not give that much of chance for it to mutate further and to spread further. Now, these are some of the broad strategies. The ground strategies would involve, of course, micro-containing and putting these clusters where they are found. So, for example, Ratnagiri into a isolation zone right now, containment zone right now, and try and do maximum testing there and isolate the contacts as well as treat the contacts as well as the patients. So, this would be at the ground level which we will have to do. So it's going to be a multi-pronged approach. There's not going to be one approach. But for a common man, double mask is still the best approach.
What's the time frame you're looking at for us to be able to execute all of this?
I think we need to be as fast as possible. We cannot be complacent this time. I think we have to do it within the next 2 to 4 weeks. We have to actually do all of this in the next 2 to 4 weeks in the ground level where the variants are found. And for the country to vaccinate as fast as possible, I think certainly December seems to be too far for me, but I don't know whether we'll be able to achieve that or not.
Dr. Sareen, I mean, many would say that this is a very alarmist side, and also a point of concern being raised by doctors. But the point is, what do? We have seen what havoc the Delta variant has wreaked in our country simply because we were not serious enough, or we did not take the cue. And right now, when Dr. Pandit says that our response should be in 2 to 4 weeks, do you adhere to this timeline?
Well, I think it is. Yeah, I agree with him. In case we can do it, and I think India can do it if you want to vaccinate fast. Like we have done 85 lakhs in a day. If you go to 1 crore or more than that in a day, I think we can achieve before the festive season comes, which can be still scary. So let us put a target of September 30th that we can vaccinate most of the country, maybe 80%. And with that, if we can get the vaccine and the people are there to vaccinate, that is a very, very important milestone which we have to try to achieve. But what is also important is that people should know when to open the lockdown. You did lockdown in multiple states, but one state opens, other state doesn't open, then there is a transmission. I think there should be clearly a policy, a planning that how to open the lockdown, and the people movement from one state to the other is strictly prohibited for some time. Like people from Maharashtra, of course they will be moving, and the Delta Plus will keep on moving like. So I think that has to be thought of at a larger
I think
issue.
that's a very important point, because right now I think there is this desire that everybody has to unlock, and rightfully so, because there's a life versus livelihood balance that one has to undergo. You see cases coming down and thus you unlock, but can we afford to unlock at this rate is the big question. Dr. Pandit as well as Dr. Sareen, thank you very much for raising these points of concern. We have to learn our lesson if we haven't already, seeing the experience with the Delta variant. A new variant is in town, it's called Delta Plus. Let's take a look now at this explainer prepared by our team.
21 COVID cases have many officials on the edge in Maharashtra because they have the Delta Plus variant, which is seen to be more infectious. They are now investigating where these 21 people travelled, whom they visited, anything to learn more about this. Health experts in Maharashtra fear the new mutated variant could potentially trigger the third wave.
It is worrisome because we don't know enough about how it is going to behave from here. We know that the Delta wave in other parts of the world is very infectious. It spreads very rapidly, and that it can affect a multitude of people within a very short period of time. So all those factors are different from the first wave.
The Union Health Ministry is now calling the Delta Plus variant a variant of concern. Like the Delta variant, it is also considered highly infectious with a higher transmissibility. It may show resistance to existing treatment protocol for COVID. There are also concerns over efficacy of vaccines against the Delta Plus variant.
Broadly speaking, let me tell you that both the Indian vaccines, which we are currently using in COVID vaccination program, we are using 3, but Sputnik V came much later. So Covishield and Covaxin both are effective against Delta variant. But to what extent and what is the proportion of antibody titers that they produce, that information we would very shortly be sharing with you.
While rapid transmission of Delta Plus variant has not yet been reported in India, its behavior in other countries is a matter of concern for India too. And right now, health experts are closely observing how it behaves.
Health experts say the prevalence of this new variant of the virus is currently low. The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation says it's already preparing its machinery for the predicted third wave, especially with the discovery of the Delta Plus variant of the coronavirus in Maharashtra. Municipal Corporation says that it's also looking at creating a more robust system of sharing real-time information in a situation where the virus spreads rapidly and there's pressure on the healthcare system. With Sukirti Dwivedi in New Delhi, in Mumbai, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.